Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Virgo, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I really appreciate all the support that I've gotten so far. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to you first to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in one of those, please visit the About section on my YouTube page. So Virgo, I am doing your reading today with the Rosebud Tarot, and I'm going to get your overall energy from the Elemental Oracle by Stacey DeMarco, which is beautiful, spacey, earthy, modern, classic, beautiful. I love this deck so much. I love the imagery in it so much. So Virgo, I hope that you guys are surviving Mercury retrograde. Okay. Oh wow, this card just fell out of my hand. This card came out for a couple of the other signs actually, and I saw it yesterday in another person's readings, and so it's been on my mind, and this may have to do with something greater in the collective. The card is time, and the word above it is discipline. It's a beautiful energy, and you can see here that this tree is kind of in the shape of a brain, with this extending part being like a brain stem. There are lots of clocks and pocket watches and keys hanging from underneath, and there's kind of like sunlight peeking through. Actually, in your reading today, I'm reminded of that big clock. If you ever saw the third Harry Potter movie, which is Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban, that film is one of my favorite ones of the series, and there's this really beautiful shot of the kids are running. You don't even need to know what it's about, but it has to do with time and the manipulation of time. And there's one shot that goes through a great big clock. It's really beautiful. And there's something about that right now for you, that message of, are you trying to capture time, manipulate time, extend time, an extension on something? You need more time to figure out something, to contemplate. You feel, is there a pressure? Is there a deadline that you have? Maybe you haven't been as disciplined as you'd like, or you have been very disciplined and someone else's timeline doesn't match up with yours. So we shall see. The cards have been pre-shuffled. I'm just shuffling now to get the base spread. 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifiers, past, present, future, and advice from spirit. So Virgo, I wish you a happy birthday, or an early happy birthday, or a belated happy birthday if I missed your birthday. I hope you're doing well. It is your season. Okay, so 3 more cards. Virgo, I feel very quiet with your energy right now. That was not how I felt with Capricorn, which is the reading that I just did. I feel very pensive, like just not a lot of energy. And it's not to say you don't have a lot of energy, but it's more just like, maybe you're not excited about this reading. Maybe you already know what I'm going to say. Maybe you're the psychic one. I feel like a fatigue. Wow, it's funny though. If you have placements in Capricorn, you might want to consider watching that reading, because you got the same card, one of the same cards in the same exact spot. So that might be resonant for you. In your past position, we have the 3 of Pentacles, the 3 of Earth. So this deck is really beautiful, and it's unique in that it represents a lot of the people, the human characters in black and white, and then it juxtaposes it against a background of color, further so against kind of a spacey background. So it's a very surreal deck. And the last time I pulled this card, I felt an energy of ring around the rosy, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. So there's something here, and it's almost like this like blip of like they're here and they're gone. They're here and they're gone. So there may be some energy. I see weeping willow. I don't know if that's a weeping willow tree, but that's what wanted to come out. So kind of these children playing against nursery rhymes and fables and old stories and things that have you know, it's so funny because now I'm remembering things that I used to do in elementary school, right? That, like, why did we do those things in elementary school, and why were those things somehow things that get passed on? So for example, when I was younger, I didn't do it very well, but my friends used to make bracelets and keychains and things out of lanyard yarn, which is that plastic thread. But it's thick and it's plastic. And they used to make these bracelets and everything out of them. And those kinds of things in school get passed down to those children's children, right? Because I remember, I don't know who, a co-worker's kids or somebody, their young kids came in, and it was like they were doing something that brought me back from my childhood. So there's a sense of nostalgia is like what I'm trying to say here, that like, but that's something that's passed down perhaps from your childhood to your child. Maybe your child is doing something in school that you used to do, or something in summer camp that you did in summer camp, right? These kind of traditions that don't die, that they're passed down. They're passed down through lineage, traditions. Clarified, this is all your past position, clarified by the Ten of Water. Something from such a beautiful, happy space. We had major storms in my area yesterday, and rainbows popped up. It's always such a, you know, you never get bored of a rainbow. If you're bored of a rainbow, like, I don't know what kind of cynical person you are, but you gotta find the wonderment when a rainbow occurs. You know, it's such an extreme visual event that is unpredictable and unique and powerful. It's a powerful representation. So there's a sense of, even though I don't see I do, you have very heavy, we'll get to it when we get to it, but you have very heavy nostalgia energy right now. So I don't know, and it's very rooted in family energy. So I don't know if there's, you know, in your past position, it's like you're having hard conversations about family, or perhaps you've been going through old photo albums and remembering the good old times, the good old days. Maybe somebody older in your life is recounting stories of their youth, and it's making you think of them in a different way, look at them in a different way. Mom, Dad, I didn't know that you went through that. Grandfather, grandmother, why didn't you ever tell me that story? There's something to it here. And it's in your past energy, and it's making you contemplative. It's making you take pause. Maybe you're realizing that time is moving more quickly than you'd like it to. Maybe you're having an understanding that life is fleeting and time is becoming something that's so important, and you're not taking it for granted anymore. That card now has fallen twice out of my hand. There's something to that. Okay. time slipping away, right? And if there's a sense of, I don't necessarily feel a sense of panic about it, but if you're feeling like I'm running out of time, Spirit is saying you have to rely on those tools that come naturally to an earth sign, which is go out and ground yourself, make contact with plants and trees and the ground. You have to, if you're feeling a sense of anxiety about it, Spirit is saying come back to center, come back to center. It's the thing that earth signs know how to do best. Ground yourself, come back to center. In the present moment, you have the Three of Water walking through this field. It is a water sign. You see the characters here, they have watering cans. They're tending to their flowers. It's so funny though, because most people wouldn't water wildflowers in the middle of a field. So it's already slightly strange, right? I just heard the phrase, the last vestiges of youth. Don't know where that's coming from. That's not something that I would normally say. The last vestiges of youth. I don't think I even know what that means. What is a vestige? Is it an appearance? Is it a face? It's like vestige or visage, like face. I'm not really sure. Last memories of youth. Three of Water talks about celebration. So maybe there's an energy here where you're just, you're with your family. All of you are having glasses of wine and remembering. But with the sovereignty of water in reverse, sovereignty of water is the Queen of Cups, Cancer energy. Queen of Cups is somebody who in the upright would have so much love to give, so much to compassion and empathy and love to extend to others, and you got it in the reverse, to clarify one water sign to clarify another water card, one water card to clarify another. It's kind of, you're in your feelings right now, and it could be making you feel a little off kilter, right? Why am I feeling so many feelings right now? With this card, and the cards are not staying in my hand right now, it flipped out of my hand. So there's something like you're not able to grab hold of something. You feel a little shaky or unsteady. Ground yourself, okay? It's like really important. Cards don't just fly out of my hand, they don't do it. Everything is purposeful when I read tarot. The sounds outside my door, I can hear my mom outside the door. Everything has a reason. This is a distraction. I'm feeling resistance in my ear right now. It's actually, my eardrum is kind of vibrating in a way that it shouldn't. It's like almost like your spirit guide like knocking. Hey, hey, hey. It's not a pleasant feeling. It's not like when my ears ring. It's not, it's like a resistance. Maybe one of you out there, maybe this is a hard message to hear. I don't know if you're feeling, if you're in a grieving space. If you are, I'm sorry if you're in a grieving space, and I wish you well. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's not a melancholy, I feel. It's fatigue. And I'm not tired. It's the middle of the day. I don't feel tired. But I feel fatigue with your energy. So this card, Queen of Cups in reverse, is all about self-care. You need to take care of yourself. Maybe it requires getting more sleep. Maybe you need to go to the doctor. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with you, but maybe you've just been putting things off, and with regards, because you've perhaps been taking care of other people. Spirit's saying, no, no, no. You only have one life to live, and you need to take care of yourself. I'm actually going to burn some Palo Santo because I feel an energy that doesn't, I'm burning it for me, and I'm burning it for you. I'm burning some Palo Santo right now. The energy feels very thick. very heavy, very thick. Just going to clean your energy right now. Whatever is burdening you shall be released. Worrying you shall be released. Okay? Doing it around your energy, your cards, myself. You are blessed and it shall be released. Okay? So that's your present energy right now. I'm struck by this watering of the wildflowers. It's a strange thing to do. It almost feels like desperate energy. I'm gonna pull a card on it. Maybe this is not your energy, but somebody in your vicinity. 3 cards came out. The 5 of Air in the reverse. The Hang Up card, which is the Hangman in reverse. The 9 of Earth and the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So altogether, these cards would is there someone in your life? So please forgive me, I'm just kind of channeling the message, but is there someone in your life right now who may be a bit of an eccentric, or what one would call an eccentric? They're a little kooky, or legitimately mentally disabled. When I say kooky, I'm trying to say it in a playful way. I'm making a differentiation between that kind of person and somebody who is mentally disabled or emotionally fraught right now, because I picked up on that energy here. Who would go out in the middle of a field with a watering can and water wildflowers? Somebody who maybe there's a disassociation with reality right now, that somebody in your vicinity is kind of exhibiting this behavior in some capacity, and it doesn't make any sense to you, and it's feeling almost like a little bit of a worry, an anxiety, a burden. And I picked up on that anxiety feeling, and the cards falling out of my hand, falling beneath my fingers, the way that the cards were, when I was shuffling, they were kind of chaotic. I'm not telling you this so that you'll worry. It's more just to confirm that I'm picking up on that energy that feels a little off kilter. It feels a little nonsensical. This is in your present energy right now, and it's the idea that you are trying to make heads or tails of it. Everything is in the upside down. It's like the card fell on the floor. The hang up or the hangman, it didn't fall in the upright, it was still fell in the reverse. But look at this card, right? You're doing a tightrope walk over crocodiles. Makes no sense. Hangman energy is major arcana. Oh, does the hangman represent Virgo in the major arcana? Please forgive me, sometimes I get mixed up with some of them. If it's not the Chariot and Cancer, which is my sign, I kind of forget all of them, but I do believe that it may have a Virgo association as well as Pisces. And if that's the case, then you showed up in your own reading through the major arcana. The hangman talks about getting a 30,000 foot perspective on a situation that makes no sense. And this is you trying to discern, use discernment, trying to make sense of it. Trying to stop any kind of internal battle that you may have. This person, I think, is essentially on the lawn of like the White House, this depiction. I don't know if she's a suffragette. Votes for Women, she's a suffragette. So it's like fighting for rights. for something, fighting for rights, fighting for something. And it's almost like you're exhausted by the fight. You don't feel a sense of independence anymore, right? Or this person in your life. And you're trying to get a perspective, but like there's just like a lot coming at you. And you're hanging on by a thread. This could just be for one person, one Virgo out there, but it's very physically, I'm feeling it physically. I'm feeling it physically with you. In the future position, you have the Ace of Air in the reverse. This is the Ace of Swords. Normally a card of clarity, downloads, information, data gathering, strategy, illumination from spirit in the cerebral sense, and you got it in reverse. Just want to point out the sphinxes here in the pyramid in the middle. I don't know what it is. I haven't had any problems holding the cards. I have problems in this. It's like spirit's like knocking the cards out of my hand. I'm trying to listen to see if spirit has an answer for that. So there's a lack of clarity, and it has to do with the past. Six of Water, Six of Cups. Remember I was talking about looking through old photo albums, reminiscing on the past. Well, this is past energy, reminiscing, perhaps with rose-tinted glasses. You know, and if this is just like maybe for one person out there, maybe, you know, if somebody in your family passed, I'm not saying that this is going to happen. This is in the past, right? If they passed away and you're looking at old photo albums, maybe it's the anniversary of their passing, and every year you bring out the photo albums and you just look and remember the good old days, right? There could be a sense here that, you know, we don't have the whole picture of what their life was like. Maybe they were a very eccentric character, and it's kind of like trying to discern and figure out, you know, what really happened back there. What happened in all of those facets of that person's life. How can we unlock that information? Because right now it eludes you. Ace of Air in the reverse, it eludes you. I'm going to ask for a clarification on that one. What is the information that we're trying to discern right now with this message? A lot of this message feels very, just delivering what Spirit's saying, but very mysterious to me. Maybe that's on purpose, you know. Too many cards, Spirit. Just one card, please, of clarification. One card, please. Feeling some resistance. Spirit, one card, please. Thank you. The Life Giver. Yeah, I even have this like little lamp on my desk. I keep knocking into it. I haven't knocked into it before. This is the Empress energy. Represents Taurus in the major arcana. The Empress is the power of all four queens. She is abundant. She is overflowing with resources and fertility, creativity, love. Look at this house. It's almost like a greenhouse, right? Like a sitting inside an arboretum is the word that came. Sitting inside an arboretum. Beautiful, abundant energy. I feel that I'm talking about a very powerful, divine, feminine energy in your life. Mother, grandmother, aunt, somebody, or just somebody simply very influential to you with a very powerful, divine, feminine energy. The Life Giver. The Caretaker. She's sitting on top of a tree stump, though. Normally, the Empress would be sitting on top of a throne. She's sitting on top of a tree stump, as if to say, even if she experienced this level of abundance in her life, she never forgot where she came from. And as I said that, I saw 2525 on my timer. In the advice from Spirit, how do we make heads or tails of whatever is going on in this reading? You got the velocity of fire, which is the Knight of Wands, somebody who comes in really, really fast with a very specific message. Could be a message of passion. The thing about the velocity of fire, Knight of Wands, he's a flash in the pan, here today, gone tomorrow. Comes in earnestly, but quickly, and then he's gone. Quickly, and then he's gone. And clarifying that is the Sun card, which is the best card in the deck. So Spirit is kind of asking you to keep your eyes opened. Blink and you'll miss it. Blink and you'll miss it. Oh, now I want to say that I feel that this ancestor is trying to communicate with you. This is the card that showed up in the Capricorn reading. So maybe there's something in the Capricorn reading for you, Virgo. This card showed up in the same exact spot. The sun is quite literally the life-giving force. It is how we are able to exist on this planet. And I saw this in the last reading as, you know, the flashing lights of Hollywood. Here I am. Then I wanted to say signed, sealed, delivered. A message. A message. The Spirit is asking you to pay attention. This is advice from Spirit. It's going to be, you know what? Blink and you'll miss it. But when it appears, it will be out and loud and flashy. Paying attention. Their Spirit has something to say, and it could be the spirit of this divine feminine that has a message for you. Now, it may show up in the form of a synchronicity, right? Like their name might come up in conversation with a total stranger at a table in a restaurant sitting next to you. You don't know that person, but they say your grandmother's name, or you find an object that belonged to them, or something like that. But the reason why your energy may feel heavy is because that presence is around you, and it's trying to communicate, but no one's listening at the moment. So Spirit is saying it's time to listen. And then once you acknowledge it, that weight will lift up off of you, right? It's almost like you'll be able to see things for what they are. There won't be any more rose-tinted glasses. You'll be able to see things clearly. And if the sun is anything, it is a card of illumination. And then it will be a part of you, right? This beautiful, in your heart chakra. It will be this like piece of your lineage, this piece of your, you know, that thing, that trail of the cosmos that follows you. Thank you, Spirit. That follows you throughout time. It's buried deep within the unconscious realms. It's the light emanating from those realms. So that's your reading, Virgo. Felt a little heavy, felt a little mysterious, but I do hope that it resonates. It doesn't need to resonate for me, it just needs to resonate for you, and I hope that it did. And if it did, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be alerted as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Virgo.